Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim, and this is part 2 of the first mission of my playthrough of Knights over Stalingrad. If you missed part 1, you can check the description for the playlist. It'll have all of the episodes for this entire short campaign that I'm playing through. Alright, so let's get back into the action. Alright, we're still got dive bombers with us, so we can't go diagonally into the target. So we'll just continue to go up this way. Roll for another in-flight event. Another 7. So once again, we need to roll on chart B2. This time we get a 1, which for rows 1 through 3, a 1 is possible weather change. So if we roll a d6 on a 1 through 4, the weather's going to change. On a 5 through 6, there's no effect. Kind of hoping it does, to be honest. Well, it's kind of a mixed bag here because the heavy clouds help protect us from the flak from the ground target that we're going to face. But at the same time, it'd be nice to have 3 rounds of going after the ground targets, but let's see what happens. We rolled a 2, so there's going to be a weather change. So we roll again on the weather chart, and the new weather is 3, which is clear skies. So we're back to 3 rounds of combat now, but no modifiers on flak attacks. All right. We will then move into the target hex, or the target sector. They're not hexes. When you move into the target sector, you do not have to roll for an in-flight event unless you entered it via diagonal movement. So we will not need to roll for an event this time. But now we consult back to the mission card, and it says that once we're over the target sector, we need to roll on chart D6 to find out what defending aircraft are there. So again, that's going to be a D6 roll on chart D6. A 3, looking at the Soviet defenders column this time. It's going to be 1d3 plus 4. I guess I didn't need to roll at all. This is the same no matter what. They're going to get 1d3 plus 4 of fighters with a die roll determining which IAP they are from. And they're also going to have 1d3 plus 2 of IL-2s. So let's see what we got. So this first roll will be for the fighters. They're going to get 5 fighters. And this will be for the IL-2s. They're going to have 4 IL-2s. All right, so let's get the IL-2s first. I want 4 of those. And then we need to see which IAP the fighters are coming from. And there was how many of those? 5 of those. They're going to come from 2, which is the 13th, which are LA5s. We're getting 5 of these. All right. I see they got at least 1 green pilot there, so that's nice. Hopefully no aces. Oh, no aces for the IL-2s. Oh, they got a wingman though. No ace so far. Okay, so when you get one of these wingman tokens, what you have to do is draw two. You basically replace this with two other fighters. So we're going to draw two more from the 13th. And then whichever one is the higher experienced becomes the lead, and the other is the wingman. In this case, they're both the same. So they're both green, which is nice. All right, so that's what we're up against. Then we also need to roll on chart A3 to find out what sort of Soviet ground target there is there for us to attack. Chart A3 requires a D6. And a 6 for the Soviets is going to be a cavalry column. We go over here to the ground targets, cavalry target, and this goes in initiative box 1. And you'll notice it says AA1, so that means they're going to have an anti-aircraft or a flak roll for anything that attacks them. The roll flak is always uses a D8, and so AA1 means they'll get one roll on a D8. And depending on what type of aircraft it is attacking, it usually hits on a 6, 7, or 8. I think fighters, if you end up strafing with your fighters, I think it only hits on a 7 or 8. And then depending on what you roll, determines whether it's a level C hit, level B hit, or level A hit. We'll see how that works here in a minute. And then the 3 there is how much damage it takes to destroy the target. If you do at least half that, so in this case, if we did 2 damage to it, it would be considered destroyed. So if the combat ended and that only had 2 damage on it, then that would be considered, or not destroyed, damaged. That would be considered a damaged ground target, which is worth, I think, either 2 or 3 points. Destroyed ground targets are worth 5 mission points, though. So we definitely want to try to destroy as many of them as you can. Once this is destroyed, then we roll on that same chart and place another one. So they just keep popping up, giving us stuff to shoot at. All right, let's find out who's going to have the detection advantage. So in this time we have an ace. Their highest one is a veteran, so that's going to give us a +1. Neither side is all fighters, so it's going to be a +1 for the detection check. Again, a D10. There we go. 9. So for a 9, 8 or 9, your pilot or your flight spots enemy, evade, or have combat with +1 initiative for the first round. Now, one note though on the evade option is you cannot evade when you're over the mission hex. So we don't have the option to evade here. If this had happened on that encounter on the way here, either of them, well, the first one we had the option to evade anyway, but if it happened on that previous encounter that we just resolved, we would have had the option to just evade them. But you cannot do that over the mission hex. But we do get a +1 for the first round initiative rolls. All right, so let's go ahead and knock ours out first. So this is going to be a D12 plus 8. 12. Come on, give us some better rolls here. This is going to be a D10 plus 9. Oh, come on. This will be a D12 plus 8. There we go. That's 17. Excuse me. Then we got a D10 plus 4. 13. I'll put it over here because there probably might be some ahead of him. D8 plus 5. 12. D10 plus 5 is 15. D12 plus 4. Yikes. 7. And another D12 plus 4. That's better. 14. And then D8 plus 4. 12. Okay. Not too shabby. Let's see. Where's he going to go? These are fighters, heavy fighters, so he'll be 4th. Sometimes these boxes get a little crowded. I think I've had as many as 6 end up in the same box before. All right, let's see where they're going to end up then. We'll start with their, let's see their fighters first. So this is going to be a D10 plus 6, 15. That'll actually go before him, not only because it's a fighter versus a heavy fighter, but he has a higher performance rating as well. Let's see, we'll do these 3 next. So we got 3 at a D8 plus 6. It's going to be 12. Yeah, I told you. Where's he going to go in there? He's going to go before the heavy fighter. Another D8 plus 6. It's also 12. Oh boy. You'll break my record here of most aircraft in the same box. D8 plus 6. Yikes, 14. I'm going to go ahead of him. He's a dive bomber. All right, then we got a D6 plus 6. 9. That's our, when you have a lead and a wingman, you only roll once for them. They always stay together until they break formation. So they'll both be in that box. We'll talk about what else a wingman does once we get to actually attacking them. All right, then we got their ground attacks. We got 2 D10 plus 3s. So that's going to be a 9 and a 5. And then a D8 plus 3, 9 as well. And a D6 plus 3, 8. All right. Now, one thing I should have mentioned after that last encounter is actually after the first encounter, you have the option of sending back any fighters that have received damage, even if they aren't flipped. You know what? Maybe I should do that with this guy because he's at 7 damage. And they would you're not allowed to do this if you're inside the cauldron, but you can basically send them home, and you just assume that they make it to the nearest airfield. I think you still have to roll for landing for your own if they belong to your squadron, but not if they don't belong to your squadron. I got that right. But basically, and the cost of doing that is 1 mission point, but you're basically sacrificing a mission point to try to prevent even more mission points from them getting shot down and potentially pilot killed and or captured. I guess not and or captured. But yeah, it's returning squadron damaged aircraft. Yeah. Yeah, so if you send them back after getting damaged, if they're aircraft that belong to your squadron, you have to roll to see if they land safely or not. If they don't, like in this case, this 110 is just one that we were escorting, so they're not part of our squadron. They would just assume to be make it back okay. So I don't know. In this case, it's probably not worth it. I'd kind of like to get some hits out of this guy. I mean, it's too late to decide now anyway, because we've already seen where their initiative rolls are and stuff. But I may have considered it. But the other side of the coin is he's only an experienced pilot. So if we send him back, we'd still lose 1 point. I believe you still lose the 1 point for him being damaged. And then you'd be losing another point for sending him back early. So that's 2 points right there. Anyway, if he gets shot down, that's 2 points. And then if the pilot or / crew gets killed or captured, that's only going to be 1 more mission point lost. So we're looking at, potentially saving 1 mission point, but maybe not even, versus keeping him around with that A firepower rating to hopefully at least do some damage before they go down. So we'll see. I mean, where they ended up, they may not, because all of these, let's see, these guys are both going to do head-on attacks. Yeah, these 2 guys, well, one of these, this guy, actually I can protect him by having these guys do head-on. So yeah, I can potentially have him get some damage on somebody here before in this first round. So, but anyway, I wanted to make you aware that option does exist. I haven't taken advantage of it. I maybe should have in some cases, but I usually like to try to keep them around as long as I can to do as much damage as possible. All right. Anyway, let's get on with this. All right. So we're starting up here with our 109 gunboat, who will go after this one. So let's see if we can just take him out before he has a chance to even attack this guy. So we're rolling a d12. Ooh, no hits. So much for that. All right. So next is going to be this one. He will do a head-on attack with our 110. So they're each rolling d10s. So their roll first. He missed. Ooh, we got 2 hits. Nice. A rating, so only 3 and 3. So the 2 lowest possibilities. So I only did 6. Let's open for 2 5s. Hopefully we can at least flip him. Damage check 3. Yep, he's flipped. They both go to action taken. All right, this one's going to go, he can't go head on with this because that's a dive bomber. Yeah, I guess our guy isn't safe. I was thinking he would head on here, but he's not because that's a dive bomber. So he's going to go after, again, they prioritize flipped over unflipped, so he's going to attack this one. So let's hope he misses. Ooh, you got 1 hit. That's going to do us in. And took out so this counter means that if the aircraft has a tail gunner, which the 110s do, the tail gunner would be killed. Now, when the aircraft's destroyed, that doesn't make any difference point-wise, but it is worth some points if you have a damaged aircraft with a tail gunner that's been taken out. Of course, it also means that any future attacks would not be subject to return fire. But anyway, this is going to do him in because 2 more damage, and he's already got 7. So Fortunately, we lose that guy. He does get his return fire first, though, and missed. This one goes to action taken. And then we need to roll to see what happens to their crew. So a D8. And they bailed out successfully, but they were captured. So we would have been better off sending them back early. So that's going to lose us 3 points right there. All right, next. Our dive bomber. Okay, so dive bombers and ground attack aircraft are allowed to bypass all aircraft in order to attack a ground target. So we're going to do that. So he's going to bypass everybody. And prior to his attack, he will face flak attack from the AA1. So they get a D8 roll. A 4 against dive bombers is a miss. They need at least a 6, I believe. Yep. Dive bombers and ground attacks and heavy fighters. Which I guess I should have mentioned that you can have your fighters bypass everything to go after a ground target as well. It's not really advisable because number one, you're subjecting them to AA fire. And even if they manage to get a hit, the most they do for each hit is 1 damage. You don't even pull a damage marker for it. It's just 1 damage to ground targets for strafing with a fighter. So I very rarely do that. Okay, but anyway, back to where we were. The 4 is going to be a miss. So they can go ahead and conduct their attack now. So with dive bombers and ground attack aircraft, each hit automatically does 2 damage to the ground target. Again, you don't pull a damage chip when attacking a ground target. It's just always 1 damage per hit for fighters, 2 damage per hit for dive bombers and ground attack. Let's see if we can take this thing out. D12. Yes. So we got 2 hits. That's going to do 4 damage. So this is destroyed. So that's 5 points for us there. Since that was destroyed, we now roll to replace it. So a 1. The ground target table for the Soviets is going to be infantry. We now have an infantry ground target. They also have AA1 for their flak attack. They take 6 damage to destroy. All right, now since we bypassed aircraft to attack this target, we do not go to the action taken box. We are now a potential target for anyone that's above us. So like this guy now will be able to attack us. And then depending on, whether or not these guys manage to take this guy out, once he does his attack down here, on this one's going to do the same thing. So basically, anyone above that doesn't have another target, they can attack us down here in initiative box 1. All right, so let's go next to this one. Again, he will bypass to attack the ground target. He's subject to a 1 flak attack. So a D8. 3 is a miss. And then we get a D10 for our attack. And we got 1 hit. So we're going to do 2 damage. The ground targets don't have to do any damage check rolls. They just accumulate damage, and then once it equals or exceeds that value, then they're destroyed. All right, again, he will stay there because he bypassed some enemies. All right, that's going to take us to box 12. It looks like here we're going to just do a couple dog fights. So we'll have the gunboat dogfight this first one here. It's LA5. So we get a D12, they get a D8. We missed, and they missed. Both go to action taken. Next we'll dogfight here. Us rolling a D10, them rolling a D8. And we got one hit. And they got one hit. So our hit is this is just a regular 109, right? B, so 3 damage. And damage check with the D8. They rolled a 4, so they're safe. And then for their damage, they got a 3 as well. Their B rating, right? Yep. So 3 more damage on this one. Yikes. That puts him to 8. Damage check. And he flips. And those both go to action taken. All right. This dive bomber will bypass everyone. Attack the ground target. Flak first. So 1d8. 4 is a miss. And he will roll a d8. And 1 is a miss. All right. Ground attack. So they can bypass. So ground attack aircraft can also bypass to go after ground attack, or if any of our aircraft had landed, there's no airfield here, so obviously we wouldn't be landing, but in some cases your mission is to try to like deliver supplies, so you may be landing aircraft during the combat resolution over the target hex. And so if any of my aircraft had landed, their ground attacks would be able to bypass to attack those. But yeah, non-player dive bombers, ground attack, recon will bypass all aircraft to attack landed bombers or transports or a ground target. In this case, it's a Soviet ground target, so obviously they're not going to attack it. So in this case, they're just going to go after this guy. And these IL-2s are really nasty when they come after your aircraft because they have an A damage rating. And then that -1 that they have there over their performance rating means that when you attack them, you reduce the first damage chip by 1 damage. So they're pretty tough. Pretty tough. All right. So they're going to get a D8. Ooh, and they get 2 hits on A. We've already got 4 damage. Yikes. This could be disaster. That's 7 more damage. Yikes. I think this guy's going to be able to make an attack. So we have to do a damage check. D12. Need a 12. Ooh, look at that. Like a champ. It's going to be short-lived, though. And then return fire. Misses. All right, so this guy's done, but now he's got 3 other buddies to try to finish me off. We need all 3 of these to miss. So this is a D10. He missed. Okay, this is the guy with a wingman. So they attack as a group, but only the lead actually performs the attack when they're attacking other aircraft. So it's going to be a D6. He missed as well. Might be able to survive this. And then another D6. Yes. All right. Oh, I forgot. Return fire on that previous one. Missed. And then return fire on this one. Also missed. Oh, and when you conduct rear gunner fire against a lead and a wingman, you get to choose which one you target with the rear gunnery fire. So we'll say I was going after the wingman, but missed. All right. So we got this guy able to make an attack. Flak first. Let's hope that misses as well. It does. And then we get a D12. And we got 2 hits. So that's going to be 4 more damage, which is enough to destroy that infantry target. So that's another 5 points. Whoops. I have to only delete the damage marker. All right, then we need to roll for another ground target. And a 4. It's going to be an armored column. Uh-oh. That's going to have a little bit more AA attack to it. Yes, it does. AA2 for an armor column. Still only 6 damage to destroy, though. All right, so now we just have this IL-2 left, and he will target one of these, and I believe it's damaged in terms of flipped. I don't think it matters if that one guy actually has damage on him as far as which one he will go after. Run that here real quickly. Fighter aircraft. Non-human Soviet fighters will attack Axis aircraft in the order presented on the initial track, beginning with eligible head-on attacks. Human Soviet player retains the option to skip head-on attacks. Player used to bypass. It's not there. Maybe it was up here. Rounds. Combat actions. Here we go. Non-player targets are determined by an aircraft on its damage side being targeted first, followed by a random die roll to decide. So hopefully it will not be this guy. So let's see. We got 4 of them here. So we'll roll a D8. And this one will be 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, 7 to 8. 6. So it's this guy. He's attacking. All right, so a D10. 7 is going to be 1 hit. A rating, so it's 3 damage. And damage check passed. And then return fire missed. So he is done, and now there's no one else to resolve, so these are all can all come down here now. Whenever you bypass like that, and the same would apply for like when the Soviet fighters bypass other aircraft to go after bombers, like say one of them ended up here in in initiative box 8 because they bypassed some stuff. Once there's no other fighters, enemy fighters above them on the initiative track, then they can be moved down to the action taken box. All right, so that was round 1. Let's see how round 2 goes. We need to remember if we manage to get an initiative differential of 4 or more, we can use that out of the sun attack. All right, we're just going to go straight down the line here and then resolve ties as we need to. So we're starting off with a D12 plus 7. That's going to be 14. D10 plus 5 is 7. D10 plus 4 is 11. D8 plus 6, 7. D12 plus 7. Oh, come on. 8. D8 plus 6, 14. Yikes. D10 plus 7. Never fails. I get the low rolls, they get the high rolls. D8 plus 6. 11. That's going to go before him because he's a heavy fighter. D8 plus 3. 11. That's a ground attack, so he'll go last. D10 plus 3. That's better. 5. D6 plus 6 is 8. D6 plus 3, 6. This is our wingman, right? Yeah. D10 plus 3. Yikes. 13. D12 plus 3. Come on, roll big. There we go. 15. D10 plus 3. 6. Yikes. D12 plus 3. 6. Go before him. And then D8 plus 3. 11. These will actually be a die roll because they're both, actually, is there, maybe it's, yeah, dive bombers, ground attack are considered the same. And they have the same experience and same aircraft performance. So this will have to be resolved with a die roll. So I'm going to put them like that, just so I remember that. Okay. So we're starting off here with our dive bomber at the highest initiative of everything. It's interesting. He's going to go after this armored column. So 2 D8s for flak. 3 is a miss. 5 is a miss. D12. It's going to be 1 hit. So that'll do 2 damage. All right, here we're going to go head on. Now let's say, for sake of example, that I decided not to do this head-on attack here and chose to attack this one instead, which I can do, but then after this is resolved, I would not go to the action taken box because there's still enemy aircraft above me in the initiative track, so he could actually then target me, or would target me then. So that's something to keep in mind. I mean, there may be cases where you want to do that. Maybe this guy was on his last leg and I wanted to try to finish him off. Because I'd be taking an attack from this guy either way. So you're not really losing anything that way. It's just whether you want to hit this guy or hit this guy. All right. So we're going to go head on. So I'm a D12. He's a D8. I got 2 hits. He got 1 hit. And we're both, oh no, I'm an A. Nice. That's my gunboat. So 2 hits with A's. 3, 7. Okay. Just needed 1 more. All right. Damage check with a D8. He failed, so that's going to flip him. And then he did 1 hit back to me. On a B is 3 damage. Puts me to 5. Damage check with a D12. Passed. All right. Turn that. So they're both done. All right. This one is going to go after this damaged fighter. Again, we need him to miss. Well, this one only has 5 damage on it, but still, we still want him to miss. So D10. Ooh, he did not. He got 2 hits on us. And he's an A. Yikes. This could be it. 5 and 3 is 8 damage. Yeah, he took us out. We do still get return fire on him. Hey, we hit. Let's draw the damage for that. 2, but then it's -1 because he's an IL-2. So he only takes 1 damage. Let's see if we can get lucky with a critical hit here. Damage check roll with a D10. Nope. All right, so he goes to action taken. We go to destroyed. And get rid of that. Flip him back over, and then let's see what happened to the crew. Bailout check. Nope, failed to bail out. So they were killed in action. That's going to be 4 points lost. 2 for the destroyed fighter and 2 for a veteran pilot being killed. All right. Now we have this one. And he cannot go head on with this because that's a dive bomber. So he will go after this guy because he's flipped. 8 damage. Yikes. Need him to miss. Rolling a D8. Missed. Nice. All right. Now we need to roll to see which one of these goes next. So we'll say even, it's the Soviet. Odd, it's me. It's even. So he will also go after this one. The D8. And he missed. Nice. Couple of close shaves there. This dive bomber will bypass and attack the ground target. So 2 flak rolls. 1 is a miss and 3 is a miss. Wow, we've been lucky with the flak so far. And then a D8 for his attack. Missed. All right, let's have this one go head on with this. Okay, here we go. So here's an attack on a fighter with a wingman. So attacks against the pair target the wingman, and they get a bonus, basically a minus DRM on our 2-hit roll based on the experience level of the lead. And for a green pilot, that's nothing. So if the lead was an experienced pilot, we would get a -1 to our die roll modifier. If he was a veteran or an ace, we would get a -2. But in this case, since he's green, no modification. So we roll our 12. And actually, does the head-ons might work differently now that I think about it. Against wingmen. Or against aircraft with wingmen. I think they might go straight for the lead. Let's see. Wingman effect prevents the lead aircraft from being attacked by aircraft at higher initiative levels. For head-on attacks, see 8.5.2.2. Attack once head-on combat by or against a pilot with a wingman only allows the lead aircraft to attack and be attacked. The defensive bonus does not apply. Okay. So since we're doing a head-on, it doesn't matter that he has a wingman. We're attacking the lead, and there's no modifier to our 2-hit roll, even if he wasn't green. All right. So D12. And then he gets a D6 back at us. So we get 2 hits. Nice. That should finish him off. And he missed. So 2 hits against the lead aircraft. That's going to be 4 and 5. Yeah. Wow. Overkill. Yeah, I think the minimum damage for A is 3. So he was toast. All right. So that takes the lead out. The wingman's still there. And then we roll to see what happens to his pilot. He did bail out successfully, but then was captured. But unfortunately, there are no points for killed or captured green pilots. All right. That was his action. So now this one could go after this guy, but I think he's just going to pass. Which means this will go after one of these two. Since neither of them are on their damage side, it'll be random. So we'll do even for the ace, odd for the veteran. It's odd. So he's going after this one, which is good because he's only got 3 damage on him. The other one has 11 damage. All right. So D6 missed. We get to return fire, and we hit him. We draw a C damage chit, and that does 1 damage. Damage check with a D6. He's safe. Oops. All right. This one will again target either even or odd. Odd again. And he's rolling a D10, and he missed. Return fire, missed as well. Let's see, then this one will do the same. Even odd, let's hope for odd again. Yes. And a D8. He missed as well. Return fire, missed. Okay. Well, we dodged a bullet there. This one, he's a ground attack, so he can't do, and these aren't fighters anyway, so he can't do a head-on. So he's going to go after one of these guys. And we'll do even for the ace, odd for the experienced. Again, it's odd. So a D6, and he missed. Return fire, missed as well. All right, then we got both of our dive bombers going after this. Yeah, let's do it. All right, I was contemplating whether I wanted to have him pass, but I think we'll go for it. Got 2 damage on it now. 2 hits will take it out. But we got to endure this flak first. Maybe we should pass. It's 3 points, I think, for a destroyed dive bomber. Yeah. Plus what? Ooh, and that's an ace. That could be potentially 5 more points if he gets captured or killed. Hey, you know what? We're gonna play it safe and have him pass. This one will come in for an attack though. So 2 flak. That's a miss. That's a miss. Guess he could have gone. D10 for the attack. Ooh, 2 hits. Nice. We'll destroy that armored column. It's another 5 points. And we'll roll for another ground target. A 3 for the Soviets is a supply column. I think these don't have AA, if I remember right. Supply target. Yeah, AA 0. Nice. Only 3 to destroy. All right. This last IL-2 is going to go after one of these guys. So we'll just roll a D3, and the top one will be 1. The ace will be 2. The experienced will be 3. Got a 1, so he's going after this top guy with the D10. Missed, and return fire, missed. All right, that will do it for round 2. To round 3. Again, we'll just roll them in order here. D12 plus 7. Nice. 18. D8 plus 5 is 10. D10 plus 3 is 8. D8 plus 6, 8. This is a fighter though. D8 plus 3, 10. D12 plus 7, 17. Nice. Now we're getting some good rolls. D10 plus 7. Ooh, we want this guy to go high so he can pass. D10 plus 7. Come on. Oh, 10. Boo. We'll go before both of these, though. As long as the rest of them roll 10 or less. D6 plus 6. 7. D10 plus 5. It's 8. Go before the ground attack. D8 plus 6 is 12. D6 plus 3, 9. D10 plus 3. Oh, we need this guy to roll really high. Yes. 15. D10 plus 3. 10. The 10s. The ground attack. He'll go before this one though, because of higher experience. And D12 plus 3, 10. Go before both of you. And D8 plus 4 is 12. And D10 plus 3 is 10. Out of 10s. Again, these two will be even, so we'll need to do a die roll for them. Then this guy's last. All right. Ooh, I think we have our, yeah, we have our 4 advantage. Want to use it? Yeah, let's use it. We're going to use this Out of the Sun dogfight card. Requires an initiative differential of 4 or more. No die roll required. That means there's no die roll required for the card to take effect. Some of them you have to roll. Like this one. No, this one. Yeah, you have to roll experience dice and then to see whether it succeeds or not. This one just automatically succeeds, so we get a second attack with a +2 DRM. So hopefully we can take this guy out with 2 attacks. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save it for, yeah, I'm going to save it for this guy because he's got the A rating. We'll hold off on that. All right, so you kind of want to use those when you can because it's not real often you get that +4 differential. All right. Oh, this one's a gunboat too. Yeah, let's go ahead and use it then. Because if we can take him out, then this guy can attack one of these. All right, so D12. We got 1 hit. And it's 4 damage. Damage check. Passed. Then we get a second attack with a +2. Ooh, good thing we had that +2. Rolled a 5, so that's going to be 1 more hit. 3 with the rear gunner kill, but that they don't have a rear gunner. And those are some low pulls. I was hoping for some 5s in there. So 3 more damage. Just missed taking him out by 1. So 7 damage now. Damage check failed, so he flips. And he goes to action taken, and this is turn to the deck. Yeah, there are no discard piles in this game. You return, as you use stuff, they just go right back to the deck, so they can get pulled again almost immediately. In fact, I've done like pulled the same mission twice in a row before. But anyway, well, I guess this guy then has to try to finish him off. I mean, as long as he gets a hit, he's going to finish him. So let's see what we do. D12, yes. So we'll pull it just for the formality of it. Oh, now we draw a 5. He's definitely gone. Damage marker, flip him back over, and then roll for bailout, and he failed to bail out. Okay. So he was an experienced pilot, so that's going to be another 3 points there. 2 for the destroyed fighter and 1 for the killed experienced pilot. All right, now this guy, dive bomber. Yeah, no flak. We'll go after the target. I mean, it does still leave him open to attack from another aircraft, though. Maybe we shouldn't do that. It's 5 points, though. Yeah, let's do it. D12. That's 2 hits. That's going to destroy it. So we'll roll for another ground target. 1. I think that was infantry. Yes. We have an infantry ground target again. Which this guy will now go after. So he gets 1 flak attack. There's a hit. Okay, so a 7 against a dive bomber is a level B hit. That's going to be 2 damage. Damage check. Oh, critical. He flips and takes another level B hit. Just 2 more damage. And another damage check. Ooh, just passed. All right. So now he can do his attack, but now he needs to roll a 10. Well, he can't get 2 hits because he's only rolling a D8. So he rolls an 8. It would have been 2 hits had he not gotten flipped. All right, so that's 2 damage on the target. If we get at least 1 more on it, that'll count as a damaged ground target. Otherwise, it won't be worth anything. All right, we do have 1 more dive bomber left, right? Yep. Oh, we got 2 more. That's right, yeah. They're both still up there. Okay, that's going to take us to box 10. So this fighter is going to choose to, or this is us. So we can, we have some options here. We can either head on with this guy, most likely take him out, but possibly take us out too. We could bypass, or we could not do the head on and go after this guy, but he's got a rear gunner, so that's probably not a good idea. Or we just pass and try to make it home safely. Or do that automatic return to base option, or return to friendly airfield. This is one of our squadron's fighters too, so I say we go for it. We're going head on with this guy. D10 against D8. We missed. He missed. Okay. All right, so this guy's next, attacking the ground target. 1 flak roll. 7 is again going to do 1 B level hit. 2 damage. Let's not have another critical. Passed. All right, and then attack roll for him. It's a 7. Does 1 hit. So we have at least damaged this now. 4 damage on it. All right, next we have these 2, which we have to roll to see who's going to go next. So we'll do even for us, odd for them. odd. So they are going to go after this damaged dive bomber. So a D10 missed, and then return fire from us missed as well. Then we will. We're gonna have a lot of guys coming after our dive bombers. Excuse me. So he'll make an attack on the ground target. 1 AA roll. Ooh, an 8 is that still? It's still level B, right? Yeah. 6 is level C. 7 or 8 is level B. All right, so it's a level B hit, which is 2. Ooh, and that takes out our ground or our rear gunner. Yikes. So 2 more damage. We have to do a damage check. Pass that, but our rear gunner has become a casualty. Put this on there. And that's going to lose us some points, even if he doesn't get flipped. Or even if he does get flipped. So as long as he's not destroyed, that's going to lose us some extra points. All right, well, let's see if it was worth it. D10. Need 1 hit. No. Wow. Okay. So this guy's next. He's going to come after this flipped one. The D8. 1 hit on A. Might do it. Does. 4 damage. So he's destroyed. He does get his return fire first, which missed. This guy goes to action taken, and we have to roll to see what happened to the crew. So a D8, they were killed. Turn that to the deck. All right. Then we have this guy down here. This one, none of them are flipped now, so it's just going to be a die roll. So 1, 2, or 3. 2. The rear gunner's taken out, so he won't be subject to return fire. Rolling a D6 for the attack, missed. Then we have this one. Again, random target, 3 this time. Going after this one. The D8, missed. Return fire, missed. This one will again go after a random target. First one. The D10, missed. Return fire, missed. This one, random target. Number 3. Did that right. D10. Missed. Return fire. Missed. Luck out here. And then this one against a random target. Number 3 again. D6. Oh, spoke too soon. So he gets a hit B, which is 2 damage. What's he got now? 2. So that puts him up to 4. Come on, hover over it. There we go. And D12 for the damage check. Oh, another critical. Come on. We get another B level hit for 3 more damage. Up to 7. Damage check. Oh, good. Return fire. Missed. And then these are done as well. All right. Well, I think it was fairly successful. Now we lost some, lost a couple 3 aircraft there. Of course, we still have to make it back home, so we'll see. All right, let's figure out our points, though, for this encounter. So each of these, let me move this over here, too, because that's going to count for a damaged one. So we got 3 destroyed ground targets, which are 5 points each. Where are we at? Yep, enemy ground target. Destroyed is 5, damaged is 2. So just in ground targets, we've got 22 points. We destroyed 2 fighters, which are 2 points each. So that's 26. The captured green pilot isn't worth anything, but the killed experienced pilot is 1, so that's 27. And then we also damaged 2 fighters for 1 point each, so that puts us at 29. We got 29 mission points minus. Let's do our damaged ones first, I guess. So we have a damaged dive bomber and a damaged fighter. Those are minus 1 point each, so that puts us down to 27. We also had a rear gunner casualty. Dorsal gunner KIA, which is minus a point, so that puts us down to 26. Then we have 2 destroyed fighters, which is 2 points each. So that puts us down to 22. Our captured experienced pilot is minus 1, and our killed veteran pilot is minus 2. So that's going to put us down to 19. We lost a dive bomber, which is 3 points. That puts us down to 16. And an experienced KIA is minus another point, so 15. So we earned a net of 15 points from that encounter. Again, I'm not going to count the damaged aircraft yet because something else could still happen to them. So 15 more, though. That's pretty good. That puts us up to 28 mission points. And so these were all captured or killed, but none of them were our squadron's fighters, so they can just get returned to their decks. I get rid of the label on them. All right, so those 3 can all go back. These can all go away. These, remove their labels. And they can go back. these guys can go back. Get rid of all those damage markers. Flip these two guys over. Oops. All of them. It's these two. Return them all to their decks. And whoops. These can go back up here. All right. All right, we're going to wrap up part 2 there. And it seemed like a good stopping place. So thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in part 3. Bye for now.